Sahuarita is full of state championship wrestlers.
We have a lot of people that brought tradition back down here and are now teaching the tradition to the newcomers.
Ready.
Success is nice. It's a lot of work. A lot of work from the kids, a lot of work from the coaches.
The community is populated by blue-collar workers who are used to working hard, and it reflects on our kids.
I've heard other coaches say that, the state tournament runs through Sahuarita.
Well, I think it's a community. It's not part of like Tucson itself. It's an enclosed community. It used to be one high school, now it's 2 high schools. It's expanding, obviously, but good coaching, good athletes, and just a long history of wrestling there.
A lot of these kids have all grown up wrestling each other in youth and club wrestling. The majority of the kids wrestle for Dominate Wrestling Club throughout their time, and have grown up wrestling in the community and are taking that to both schools.
And I want to go perfect this year.
Everybody's so close to each other, and everybody pushes each other to be the greatest that they can.
The general atmosphere and just how good we are down in our small town, it makes us a lot tougher than trying to make them into good athletes, good students, good wrestlers, good people.
I've sacrificed a lot of time with family and friends. Now I'm getting emotional about it.
Wrestling is a big deal in the town of Sahuarita, especially in recent years. Wrestling rivalries began early before taking shape in the town's 2 high schools. Heading into the 24-25 season, the Sahuarita High School boys wrestling team had won the last 3 Division III state titles, with 5 straight top 2 finishes. Before the Mustangs began their rise to the top under head coach Paul Vasquez, it was Walden Grove that set the standard. Victor Gonzalez took over the wrestling team at Walden Grove in 2015. The boys program won its first state title in 2019. Heading into the 24-25 season, the Red Wolves had 3 consecutive top 3 finishes in the state tournament, including 2 second-place finishes just behind the Mustangs.
Outside single, duck, it's up to you guys, whatever shot you want, but this setup, elbow high. Got it? So then when coaches are yelling at you guys, elbow high, that's your shot, it's there, that's your setup.
The goal is to win the state title. And I think this year we've got a great shot at it. I haven't really considered us the favorites the last year, but this year I would say we're going to be pretty tough to beat.
What do you think Paul has been able to do with the program and to make it so successful?
Well, he's been able to fill a full roster. The last couple of years he's had some girls also, but he's been able to foster, like I said, this youth program that's just filling in his program, and he's learning a lot from his dad, who's a legend also. He was a championship coach at Ironwood Ridge, and it's a great combo, and it's just continuing.
Here we go, 1 and 3.
We're chasing. We're definitely chasing the other school in Sahuarita. So they're the front runner, and we've been state runner up to them 2 years in a row, and we're doing everything we can to not let that happen again.
Well, Victor, like Paul, won quickly state championship, and he always has individual champions. Most people who know districts know there's district rivalries. CDO, Amphi, Cienega, Micah Mountain, and now we have Walden Grove, Sahuarita. Big brother, little brother, but they're kind of even now.
It's always been a little choppy. It's gotten a little heated sometimes, but it's just love of the game.
Finish it.
Respectfully,
we don't see it as a rivalry, and not taking anything away from them and their success and those guys. Much respect to them and their names, but we're trying to get after it, put as many points on the board.
I mean, I think people make it out to be a little bit more than it is. They're a good team. I respect the heck out of them. They're doing a great job. I just think, you know, with two, if you look at the history, I think it's kind of pushing the rivalry itself when 3 miles apart, you've had in the last 3 years the top two teams in the state.
It's a testament to both coaches and to both programs, and you know the work they've put in, from the head coaches Paul and Vic to all their assistants putting in and developing. And just, you know, I don't know if there's two programs in either school that work harder than what our two wrestling programs do. And it's, you know, it's not done anytime soon, I don't think, either.
As you know, wrestling is a very tough sport, and I'm in the room every day and watch them, you know, bleed, sweat, and work each other to death. So I think it's just a reflection on our working class people in Sahuarita.
As far as a rivalry goes, I mean, that's with any sport where you have two high schools in the same town. I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's just we're trying to put Sahuarita on the map. No matter what school you're at, no matter what sport you're playing. I mean, Sahuarita is a smaller town. Not many people know about it. And anything that we can do to get that name out there is what we're trying to do.
It's a little heated, but not too much. We usually get along, and I like it. I like having someone someone to aim for.
What's your relationship like with Coach Vasquez?
I think it's gotten better over the years. You know, we conversate and we talk when we have to, and I appreciate that another team is pushing us to be as good as we can as well.
We talk. We're cordial. We're competitive. We enjoy competing against each other, and it's good. It's a good-natured rivalry.
Sahuarita and Walden Grove faced off late in the season in the annual dual meet between the two programs. Sahuarita won 12 out of 14 matches to win the rivalry dual meet 71-7 and remain undefeated, finishing the regular season 33-0. The rivalry meet featured a match between three-time state champion Gabriel Gallardo, who added weight for the match, and defending state champion Enzo Morales, who was undefeated on the season.
You know, someone asked me, are you bumping guys for this one earlier today? And I said, yeah, we haven't. We bump guys up every duel, and our kids haven't complained to go out and execute. Today that caught us a little bit, but at the same time, you know, their kid wrestled a great match. So, you know, we do what we have to do to win duels and score as many points as we can, whether it's in a single match or a dual meet. And you know, sometimes it works out for us. Most of the time it does, and sometimes it doesn't.
It was a great match. For either one of those kids to want that match is huge, right? I mean, Gabe's putting his 3 titles on the line against somebody that, you know, was also state champ. As far as, you know, they're competing at the highest level, both of them. They're both being recruited for college. They're both, you know, and they're both great kids, you know. So it was awesome to see that they both went out there and battled. And I'm, you know, of course, very grateful that we came out on top on that one. But like I said, I think the biggest thing is to see 2 quality kids from Sahuarita come out and bang and, you know, get after it like that. That was huge. As for a community too, it was big.
Me and my team, or my coaches, we knew that it was gonna come. We were preparing for it. I knew that you know, he wants the match, and I wanted it more. I don't know. It was a lot of emotion, but we were prepared. I just, you know, stayed patient, waited for my opportunity, and I took it.
How many times have you gone against Gabriel over the year?
This would be 8
Okay.
since middle school, and this was my first time beating him.
Everyone takes them and everyone gets them, so not upset with the result, but I definitely know what I need to work on, and it's all a learning curve.
We go out and wrestle a kid like that. He goes out and shows us where we're making some mistakes and where we can clean stuff up before we get to the state tournament. So if we lose a match in a dual meet, I mean, there's going to be some people that remember this, but for the most part, you know, what'd you do at state? What'd you do at sectionals? That's the stuff that gets written down in history, that gets written up on the wall. So, you know, a loss is a loss, not a huge deal, but at the same time, you know, we can really benefit from it.
I mean, tonight went kind of as expected. I mean, they're a tough team. They got a full lineup. They're a really tough Domi team. I mean, they could cover spots. They got a lot of good kids in every weight. So for us, it was going to be with the kids, pieces were missing. We just had to, you know, weather the storm, so to say. You know, we have, like I said, a couple kids out. We're going to get like 3 kids back by sectionals, and that'll give us, you know, a core 6, 7 that I think can really help us at sectionals and at the state tournament.
Wrestling teaches you no matter how you fall, you get back up. You know, the chips may be falling your way, then it can go bad. You know, you don't quit, you don't stop, you just keep going. And there's no other sport like wrestling that teaches you that. You know, you don't depend on any other place. Yes, we practice as a team. You have teammates that you drill with, but what you bring to the mat when you walk out there, it's all you. I can't give you any advice that you can't work out and drill. It's just everything's on your shoulders. You can't hide anything, and that's the beauty of wrestling. We're still considered a fairly new program. One of the other programs that we have in Tucson area has been over 10 years. So in the short time, we've come along a lot. We've dealt with a lot of kids. We've gone nationally fairly quickly. Matter of fact, we have an average around 10 wrestlers that consistently wrestle nationally. So it's a building process.
Mustang Wrestling Club was started by Paul Vasquez here when he started coaching for the high school. And I have younger kids that wanted to be part of the program along with my older children that wrestle for the high school. So I just kind of helped him out because he's already spread thin, coaching the high school and all that stuff. So I just found a need and fit in to help pick up on the kids club side. And we've just been growing exponentially the last couple of years. Sahuarita is one of the few districts here in Tucson and Southern Arizona that has middle school wrestling. So you get those middle school wrestlers that want to come up into the successful high school and come be part of the club and the program in the off season, and it just helps grow. And now we're at a point to where obviously you can tell in the room we got kids down to 5, 6 years old, and all across the country and different parts of Arizona. That's been the kind of the secret to the success, getting these kids that can come up through the program at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way up into middle school and high school, and just continue to fill that lineup and bring in these kids has just been a key.
Next year, when our new room opens up, we're going to be able to do a lot more. We will be able to now carry a youth program out of our wrestling room next year, which I think is going to benefit us tremendously, because our room's going to be 100 feet long by 42 feet wide, and you can put 2 full mats down and have tons of extra space.
Our girls are really awesome. I mean, growing up myself, I mean, if you wrestled the girl, it was maybe once every couple of years. Where now our girls, I mean, all our girls that placed this past weekend wrestled nothing but pure boys.
What made you get into wrestling?
Mostly my sister and my dad, because my dad grew up wrestling, and my sister is a wrestler for Walden Grove High School, and just seeing her match, or wrestling, just made me want to do it.
Fastest growing sport in America, they say right now, and I think it's excellent. I wish girls wrestling would have started years ago. You know, the little girls, they're coming in smaller and smaller, and they're just hard at it, and they come in huge groups. You know, boys, you know, they want to do football and they want to do wrestling, and both take up a lot of time. And I would say for the girls, once they come in and they commit to wrestling, they pretty much, that's the only sport they do.
Grab it, roll it, and then lock it up and tee up this whole time. He's going to be trying to get out your back and get your points, and we can go from after there. Okay? So practice it. Ready? 1, 2.
Junior high level, I mean, so far it's been really good. I mean, Wrightston Ridge, their coach Mario there, they have a really good squad. Coach Burgos there at Sahuarita Middle School, we always have a good little rivalry with them.
A lot of our kids go down to Dominant. We also have kids that go to the Sahuarita Mustang Club. Some of them go all the way down to Tucson to the Cyclones. So they're all over the place, man. The community's getting big. I would have to say our biggest rivalry is probably Anza. But I mean, we're a little small niche of people, man. We all know each other, so I mean, it's kind of a tough one. But if I had to say, it's just Anza.
125, let's go! Bro, I have to lose a whole pound. Yes. I'm not weighing that.
We have kids in our program at the middle school level that are going to be going to one school or one or the other, undecisive. My thing is just be competitive. You'll find your nature, and you'll find yourself in the lineup somewhere along. You know, we just kind of mentor them and get them in a mental toughness here. I don't tug, go here or go there. I mean, like I said, shiny things attract kids at this age. You can't go wrong with either program. So I really don't have to veer as far as in town, because if we're going to get to the big picture, there's kids from outside the town that are coming this direction based on the wrestling alone.
Most of the kids that stick it out are the ones who have wrestled in middle school now. We're getting to the point where it's hard to start in high school and crack our lineup.
Short time, let's go.
The way this has grown, even from the time I moved down here in about 2005, right? There was one high school. I think there were 2 maybe middle schools at the time, and just the growth here has been tremendous. And again, I think it's become a program at the deepest levels. I think you've heard of Dominate, right? And I think that's been a huge push here. And it doesn't matter which school the kids are going to here. They'll go to Dominate, they get experience, and then they go and attend school, you know, at their respective schools, it's awesome, right? It's a very communal thing.
The rivalries, they're not as bad as high school, but there is definitely some rivalries. Like, it's not technically schools, it's your opponents. Like, if you lose barely to an opponent, you definitely want to wrestle them again so you can get your get back or like your revenge on them.
Okay, and how has your season gone so far?
Good. I went undefeated, so I'm still trying to keep the undefeated title and win the whole thing for my team for the 118.
Sahuarita High School Boys Wrestling won the Division III Section 4 championship. 13 wrestlers, including 7 section champions, qualified for the state tournament. Walden Grove High School Boys Wrestling took 3rd, with 7 wrestlers, including 3 section champions, qualifying for the state tournament. Sahuarita freshman Marcus Kilgore beat Walden Grove 3-time state champion Pedro Mendoza to take first place in his weight class at sectionals.
It's been a tough battle, but these past couple weeks I've been stepping up a lot, and I'm getting ready for that state tournament.
Heading into the final day of the state tournament, Sahuarita High School had already secured first place, as Walden Grove sat in third place.
We've got first place locked up. We're I think like 72 points ahead of the second place team, ALA Gilbert, and they only have 5 guys left, and they cannot catch us. So we've clinched first place. I mean, it means a lot. It's special. I think we're the 7th program all time in Arizona to be able to win 4 in a row. I mean, our job's not done yet. We still have 2 rounds of consolation medal matches and then the finals tonight, but at least the team title's wrapped up.
But right now, third place in the state, and with only bringing 7, we're pretty happy with where we're at. You know, we always strive to try to be in that first or second place, but right now, it's just not in the cards for us.
Sebastian Serrano of Sahuarita beat Brett Bates of Walden Grove High School to claim his first state title.
We're just so close to each other. We have a special connection. Each other, the coaches, the wrestlers, like we're just all one big family. Bunch of brothers, you know. We all hang out with each other every day, all day, and there's nobody else. It's just us. We just created a unique bond that most teams I feel like don't have.
Marcus Kilgore and Pedro Mendoza had a rematch of sectionals in the finals, where Kilgore claimed his first state title.
He ended up with a concussion at Flowing Wells, and he fought back to get back, missed some practices, missed a couple weeks. Then he had a little bit of a boogered up knee, but you know, no one's perfectly healthy. No one's going to be 100%, and that is no excuse for any reason. He's fought back and he tried to do his best, and he just ran into a really, really tough wrestler in Marcus Kilgore, and there's nothing wrong with that. And Pedro's legacy will be cemented in our history forever.
Diego Guerrero surprised his younger brother Daniel when he showed up to cheer him on in his final state tournament for Sahuarita High School.
And I think your dad is the one that told me if Daniel, since Sahuarita is, you know, they've clinched state here.
Yep.
If he wins state himself personally, he'll have 6 rings, I believe,
to my 5.
To your 5.
Uh-huh.
What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, if anything, it just shows how good wrestling's gotten in that town. I mean, when I started there, it was a really unknown program, and we worked it up to be state champs my senior year. And now, I mean, you have a whole group of seniors that have never lost at this tournament as a team. So I mean, it's cool to see.
During the last, I want to say like 10 seconds, I looked over to the corner and we just made eye contact, and it was just awesome.
I'll never tell them this personally, but it's every older brother's goal to make sure that their little brother is better than them. And that was my goal no matter where he went. The only real conversation I had with him was for him to make his high school career his. Don't live with the pressure of my brother's a 4-timer, I have to do it. You know, like, write your own story, make your own path, and like at the end of the day, it's him wrestling out there. I can't wrestle for him, nobody can wrestle for him. And it doesn't matter what singlet he's wearing, where he's wrestling. Like, I'll always be in his corner.
Enzo Morales capped off an undefeated season at 58-0 by defeating Sahuarita's Nathaniel Gallardo to earn back-to-back individual state titles, becoming only the second wrestler in program history with an undefeated season, and joining Sal Silva in the program's record books.
It feels kind of like there was kind of like closure. It's closure to high school wrestling for me, taking the next step, moving forward. It's kind of just I kind of expected it and it happened, but I worked for it, so it's kind of just feels like closure.
Doesn't just cement him in Walden Grove, but in the state. He's one of the highest ranked wrestlers in the state, and 58-0 and up. It doesn't matter what division 1, 2, 3, or 4. He's beat them all, and he's showed it day in, day out against really tough competition. For me, it's unreal what he's been able to accomplish at the level he's been able to accomplish it. So I'm super proud of him, and I know he's going to do a great job at the next level, wherever he ends up deciding to go.
Gabriel Gallardo coasted to his 4th straight state title, becoming the first 4-time state champion in program history.
All right, now that it's happened, you're 4-time state champion. Everyone's congratulating you out here in front of the stadium. What's going through your mind right now?
Not much. I planned on enjoying the weekend and hanging out with my teammates. Like I said last week, got to see a lot of national team teammates. Made lots of memories and hung out with my guys. It's definitely one to remember. I've grown tremendously as a person and on the mat. Big things to come. That's what I'm looking forward to. Focus on nationals in 3 weeks. So we're not going to stop. Just because we hit 4 doesn't mean we stop. There's bigger and better titles to win.
What does Gabe Gallardo mean to this program? And now that he's a 4-time state champion, what are your thoughts on that?
That's huge for us. It's a little feather in the cap. It's good for our program. It shows that it can be done. So the first of hopefully we got another one coming up in a few years. So just stay on the same path.
On February 22nd, 2025, Sahuarita High School won the Arizona Division III championship, becoming the 7th boys wrestling program in state history to win 4 straight team titles. Walden Grove boys wrestling finished in 4th place in Division III, just a half point out of 3rd place.
Feels good. This year was just different, and I don't want to say expected, but we knew we had a really good team, and as long as we managed it correctly and put everybody in the right spot, felt like we had a really good shot to get it done.
Well, obviously it's not 38 like Sunnyside, but it's the beginning of a dynasty. Something we haven't seen in a while besides Sunnyside. Usually the high schools win 1 or 2 here, 1 or 2 there, but I don't see it slowing down because Paul has such a great program going.
46-1, first Arizona Women's Cup.
Well, didn't go our way. We made some mistakes, and we ran into some really good wrestlers. 4 guys in the final, 1 girl in the final, and we won 1 out of those 5 matches. So it didn't go the way I thought it would go and the way we had planned. We made some mistakes in some matches, and we're going to have to get better as a team and as a coaching staff, and try to get some of those things fixed. Super proud of the kids. Super proud of our Walden Grove family. Tons of support, tons of people up there. But we ended up in 4th place, and that's good for some people. But we have a pretty high standard, and we're trying to stay in that state runner-up, state championship talk every year. So yeah, we got to work hard. We got to come back to get a lot of off-season stuff and really get these kids ready for next year.
And what's the off season like for you? And heading into next season, what's the kind of the schedule?
We got a tournament coming up this weekend. They pushed our season back. Usually we take a little bit of a break, but they pushed our season back, so we don't get that week off that we usually do. Some kids probably will take a little time, but we're going to get right back into it.